Well, it's Thursday, the 17th of May. It's Adam here from UK Cache Mag. I'm on a personal mission to find 2018 geocaches in 2018. Now that's a daily average of about 5.5. We're so far into the year now that daily average, because I've not really pulled my finger out, for me it's closer to 9 a day for the rest of the year. So I've got a bit of a challenge ahead. So I'm in central London, just down by the Isle Docks and Canary Wharf, surrounded by great big tall glass buildings, and I'm on a mission to see how many caches I can find out of the 9 that I need today between here and Victoria Station, where ultimately I'm going to get a bus back home. So follow the journey, let's see what we're going to go and find. Now, along the journey, it's not all going to be geocaches I'm going to notice. I'm going to notice some of the things that I pass. So we've got here danger of death. So let's see how dangerous today's adventure is going to be. Well, the 9 caches that I've had to find today, here's number 1. It's a 35mm film pop. As you can see, I'm alongside the Thames. This one is part of a series that I've done some of. It's called From a Swan to Canary, so it takes you from Canary Wharf up to the other end, to something to do with Swan. I'll have another look as read more about the series. But behind me is what looks like a crane. It's actually a kind of fancy modern swing bridge to allow, if you can see over my shoulder here, there's a sort of an offshoot of the Thames, so this bridge can swing out the way and let vehicles up and down that bit there, so it's quite interesting. On the other side over there is Columbia Wharf, nice old building, and glistening away up the Thames here you've got the Shard and the Gherkin and some pretty famous skyline bits there. So we're going to replace this with what's got. We're going to carry on and find a few. Well, I'm now in a little area called Rope Makers Fields, and been off and just found a little magnetic nano in a nice little, well, it's not that little, it's quite a big green space. It mentions in the log for this one, sorry, not the log, in the description, that when the CEO placed the cache here, it popped into Gordon Ramsay's pub, or one of Gordon Ramsay's pubs, because I'm sure he's got a few. And there's a pub just ahead of me. It's showing as the Grapes, so we'll go and see whether it shows Gordon Ramsay as the licensee. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Well, that's number 3 of the day found. My face is feeling like it's getting redder and redder. Just been and found a cache. There's no actual container for this one, it was just the logbook tucked away. But it's taken me to an area of London that I don't think I've ever been to before, which is the Limehouse dock here. So at the Limehouse dock, that was find number 3. Let's see where adventure number 4 takes me today. Well, I've walked down the River Lee there, which is a canalised river. I'm now on what's called Commercial Road, and one of the things that you notice is, if you look at something like the interesting building that's just over my shoulder, some of the artwork and things that you see. There's another nice little park area to my left, which I've never noticed before, and there's a big building here, which is the Sailors Society. There's some fancy stuff up there, some nice turreted building, but over there it's building. It's called the Mission. Interesting architecture. Not seen it before. Well, we're back alongside the Thames again. I think I've just found cache number 5. I'm not really keeping count. I'll do that at the end of the day. London, as you know, is very famous for its bridges over the Thames. You've got London Bridge, you've got Tower Bridge, just to name a few. Just over my shoulder there's a little wooden bridge, and there's a cache somewhere around by that bridge. And yeah, it's nice to see things are a little bit different. All the caches I found so far today have been 35mm film parts, little small magnetic nanos, but that one was a clip lock box big enough that you could have put a few swaps and things in. Anyway, let's carry on the travels. Well, found another cache. This one here is on a bench. Yeah, it's on a bench, a little magnetic nano. But this one is a bench that says to sit and admire the view. Well, as you can see behind me, there's not much of a view. But if we look in front of me, you can see the Thames and a nice sky. The clouds are nice, the skyline's nice. The interesting thing with this is that this bench has got its own little private beach. Now you can see down here that it gets a bit green and a bit slippy, so I'm going to hang on to the rail and be safe. Now, up until a few moments ago, there were no footprints on this beach. The footprints that are on this beach are pretty much me coming down here, walking around and doing a Facebook Live. Well, we're still going, we're still caching, and we're still in London. You can't really come to London without a visit to St Paul's, and I'm now in the grounds of St Paul's. However, this is St Paul's in Sandwell. Shadwell, sorry. This is not St Paul's in, well, St Paul's Cathedral. Now, normally you find all sorts of interesting things in church graveyards. You don't normally expect to see an adventure playground, which is quite unusual. So it's got some interesting details of the building here. And it actually looks as though it might be open. So let's go and see what's inside, shall we? Well, St Paul's of Sandwell, Shadwell, wherever I am, it is open. I've just been in, and they're getting ready for a community choir rehearsal, which is what was open. So didn't bother doing any filming. We'll carry on our travels and see where we go next. So we're in a nice, tranquil little park when there aren't planes flying over. We're moments away from the Thames. I've only just walked from the Thames. But the interesting thing about this park is I think years ago it would have all been submerged. Now, when I say submerged, the reason I say submerged is if you look at the wall that's behind me, and you can see, I'm right, fairly close to the park. You've got up here, behind that tree, there's an old mooring tee. You've got all the mooring rings and things in the wall there. Well, I say mooring rings. Yeah, we've got another one just here. And you can see here, it would be quite deep. But along here, you can see again, up there, the level of where it would have been. And you've got the old remains of the waterway out to the Thames there. Interesting stuff. Thank you, Geocaching Thank you, Geocaching, for bringing me here. Well, it looks as though today's London adventures is virtually coming to an end. I found another magnetic nano, not a problem. It's all about caches and where it takes you. This is one of the sidetrack series. This is sidetracked at Victoria. Victoria is kind of my final destination, although not the train station. I need to walk off and go and find the bus station to get a bus back home and update all of this so you guys can see what's coming next. Ta-ra.